And may I ask you a question, ladies?
Go right ahead.
What day is it?
It's hump day.
Hump day.
Why isn't your microphone working, Lee?
What? I'm getting a huge feedback.
It's because you got the wrong mic over there.
What? Oh my. How do things get
We're like the Three Stooges in here already.
No, the two
trying to
stooges.
put
One
my jewelry
stooge
on
today.
and-
She's got it backwards this morning.
What's happening?
I don't know. She's got the microphone cables tied in knots, and she got the headphones tied around the microphone cable, and she's got her. Nobody was in the studio last night.
It was a gremlin.
Wait, sorry.
You guys need to be watching this, and we'll just take a pause here and let y'all.
I'm good.
I
Listen
put
to all
my
this.
necklace on. You're messing me up.
Oh no, you got your necklace on backwards.
I can't even cook now. You got me all flustered. I'm trying not to laugh at you guys.
That's gonna be hard to do today. I'm the only. Seems like I'm the only one here. I'm usually the weird one, totally strange and odd.
All right.
So, okay, so you got your clothes on?
My clothes are on.
Everything straight?
I hope so. Probably not.
Well, we
but
talk.
it is me.
I'm good.
See, now I can hear her.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't realize the microphones had gotten switched.
Well, they didn't get switched. You switched them.
Well, yeah, they got switched.
I didn't even notice it, but
Didn't either.
I didn't even see dog food the other morning, so there's that.
I need
Well,
a
not till
special
you step in
color.
it.
I know, so I knocked half of it out.
Okay.
Before we get started,
Okay.
we need to go ahead and announce our trivia question.
Again,
So for people that, may have already not been
We do
listening
that.
because of work.
well,
Yesterday.
you get ready to do that. Our telephone number is, be the first one to call. Now, whoever calls first, because we did have a call after the show yesterday, but that one got it wrong.
Yeah,
But
he
that
was
doesn't
wrong.
count, so we're just going to ignore that part. But if you got the answer to this, you give us to be the first person on the line. Now, keep in mind, we only have one telephone line, so don't call yet. You call when I say go, not now.
Yes.
The number is 910 333
Mhm.
0139.
Yes.
If you've got the answer, there's no such thing as the correct answer. There's only one thing. It's the answer. It's kind of like correct time. There's only one time. It is the time. If you've got the answer, then you're going to get 2 tickets worth $100 for the pair of them,
Mhm.
and worth a whole lot more than that in reality.
Absolutely.
To go to the Dancing Stars of Onslow County event. The big annual extravaganza is Saturday night. Now, we've got 2 tickets reserved.
Yep.
2. The question is, but don't dial until I say go. The question is,
Who won the first Dancing Stars of Onslow? It was 12 years ago. There's a judges award. In other words, that means the best dancer per the judges. And then the People's Choice Award, which means the person that raised the most money.
so they got to get both.
Yes.
Okay, and you got to know which one is which.
Yes.
Okay, so the 2 parts are first part question is, who won the
Judges
first,
Yes.
the very first Judges Award for Dancing Stars of Onslow County
Mhm.
back in 2012? I'll
Yep.
tell you that.
Yep.
And who won the People's Choice Award, which means how much money they raised the most amount of money.
Yep.
On your mark, get set, go. Now, whoever calls and gets the answer, you get those 2 tickets, but you got to get both correct. Are we going to tell them which one they got right or wrong, so the next person, or we just say no? I think we just say no.
Think so? I mean,
We don't want to.
this information is easy to find out. That's all I want to say about
it should
that.
be very easy to find out.
Yeah.
So you've got some time now.
Yeah.
So
I'm going to tell you guys, this event is amazing. Food is good,
Yep.
but it is an absolute,
hoot.
it is fun.
It's a hoot.
The silent auction is awesome because that's my thing. But the entertainment is
Oh.
good. But I mean, this is a production. This is a full production. This is not, Castle, I think it's Castle Productions.
I don't know. You got 10. You got 10 teams,
Yes.
and they're competing.
And they do 2 dances, but not back to back. Like
no,
the
they-
first 10 go, then there's an intermission, then
Yeah.
the second 10 go.
And what normally works is the choreographer, the professional dancer among the pair, will generally pick one song. Sometimes both, if that's what they want to do.
Correct.
In my case, back in 2012, we picked my professional. She had to pick the one that she wanted because that was her thing. It was a Bollywood number,
Mhm.
so I had to have some chill down time after that. So I just picked a waltz.
Okay.
That way I could wear a tuxedo and look like a human
Uh-huh.
instead of what I look like otherwise. So that's the way it works. But you're judged on both. You're given points for each one of your performances,
Mhm.
and whoever gets the most points for their the combined dances, you get the judges award. That means you're the best of the best.
Mhm.
There are no losers up there. I will tell you that. Since I
Yeah.
did it, there's not been a loser since.
Right.
That's a lot of work.
It is
they
a
practice
huge
for
amount of work.
months. They fundraise. They practice. I mean, this isn't these people were selected at the beginning of the year, basically.
Yeah.
They've worked all. I mean, this is to raise money for the
By late
victim
spring, they
center.
were all in
Yeah.
place.
Yes.
And, they've
Good news.
been working ever since. And some of them say, I didn't have a clue I was going to have to work this hard.
And good news, we have another dancer coming in
Yeah,
at
yeah.
8:15 this morning, Megan Birch. She's an
Uh-huh.
attorney at law.
Oh boy, I love attorney jokes.
No, no, we're gonna have to.
Can I ask her some attorney jokes?
No, we're gonna have to. Well, that might break the ice. She's a little nervous about coming in here, so we're gonna hook her up.
Well, Megan, if you're listening now, and whoever
Just
it
bring
is,
us in donuts. We're good.
no, just think about it like this. You're a professional. We're professionals in our own right. And what could go wrong? And you know, when a doctor comes in, they're professionals. But the thing that I asked, how many patients have you lost? We've lost none.
True. We can cut and splice too, just like a doctor.
Oh. No, that's CBS that does that. Ours is all live.
That was a good one, Rayford.
Okay.
That was a
But
good
anyway, for those who don't know, I'm Rayford Brown.
I'm Kelly Knapp.
one. And I'm Lee Barrows.
So we finally got around to that, but we're
Yes.
good to go.
Got the mics fixed. Got the intros out of the way. It's hump day.
Yeah, thank God.
Mikey.
Okay, now, yeah, it is, and those dancers only got a few hours, and I know that the next door they were practicing again last night.
Were they?
Yeah.
Did you sneak over there and peek through the windows?
No, he's got security outside.
You should have called me. I would have peeked through the windows.
They've got security. There are no windows where there are.
Mm.
There's that metal building with not nary an entrance, other than the camera that I left inside the last time I was there. There's nothing there. Nobody can get inside and see, but I can. I probably just worried Marty just a little bit. Okay, so in all seriousness, it's going to be a great time, and there are for those of you who have not purchased a ticket, there are a few more left than just the two that we're going to be giving away here. So give them a call. You can go online. You can buy your tickets and do it now. Okay, so
All right.
we may as well talk about hookers first thing. What do you think?
Hookers. Well, okay. You know, I saw a couple last night out there on Court Street. I thought they were out of Court Street.
Really?
Yes.
They weren't the same ones that were there 40 years ago, are they? Ugh.
I was like, whoa.
I do think there's one walks up and down Commerce Road out here.
Well, I heard
But she looks more like she's on crack than anything
I heard
else.
a while back they had all moved to the shopping mall.
Really?
What shopping mall?
Yeah, that's right. What shopping mall?
You're talking about the Jacksonville Mall?
Yep. I had heard
Well,
that a
there's
while
plenty of
back.
room there. Were they all operating out of the old Sears store?
I don't know. But you know, they had shut the mall down Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, they had an
Yeah,
issue.
Electrical issue.
Again, somebody needs to call an electrician. John Stars Electric,
That's
you need
right.
to be calling, folks. You got problems with your electricity, give them a call.
Yes.
They'll come over there and take care of it personally.
I still need to call them out at my house.
And if you don't have electricity when the storms are out, they can fix that for you too,
Yes, they can.
because they got generators.
And I miss getting a
They
free
don't have one
generator.
because I got it. So anyway, I've seen this whole operation before. Hookers and Johns getting nailed for their get-togethers. That's what police and communities in one New York neighborhood have been doing, spreading hate and discontent there. That's what Popo's up to. The migrants living in those neighborhoods, of course, with the streets hosed, are all upset. Protests are underway. Pro-moderate and pro-sex worker groups. Yep, baby, they got them. They got pro-migrant and they lump them all together. They got pro-migrant and pro-sex worker groups demanding that the police stop doing their jobs, stop clamping down on illegal prostitution and illegal vendors operating in the area. As a salacious sidebar note, the communities fall within AOC's 14th Congressional District. The 2-mile-long strip, known affectionately as the Red Light District, has scantily clad, meaning more skin than clothes, streetwalkers working at all hours of the day and night in shifts, walking among street vendors who are selling everything from old clothes to pots and pans and what, along with vendors cooking and selling hot food. Try that in other areas of the city, and the health inspectors will close you down or the other one for a fee. After all, it is New York, and the traditions carry on from generation. Those brave enough to drive through the community, likely lost, say the strip resembles third world countries. They've probably been right on that one. People move from place to place to get away from bad stuff, only to bring the bad habits with them. Longtime local residents have become fed up with the red light district and have been demanding that police put an end to the illegal activities. They want to take back their community. Until recently, those calls for help apparently fell on deaf ears. No doubt, political corruption played a part in the ongoing activities. Well, His Honor, the beleaguered Mayor Eric Adams, has gotten involved. He announced that police are going to move in to clean up that area. That means a 90-day intense crackdown on illegal activities. Not going to smoothly, though. An advocacy group for illegal and legal immigrants, Decrim NY, seeks to decriminalize sex work, are joined by the group known as Red Canary Song. I kid you not. Which advocates for migrant massage workers and sex workers to be able to work without fear of police involvement. They've organized protests in the area. There's got to be a Kodak moment, okay? A bunch of naked hookers parading around demanding the police just leave them alone. They call it a harmful policing campaign. That's what the hookers are calling it. This is nothing but a harmful policing campaign. I'm wondering what incentive there was all this time to allow the hookers to work around the clock with no fear of punishment. Something had to be going on. In a media release, one group said the police campaign targets the community's most vulnerable members, including immigrants, transgender individuals, and working class people of color. Many are street vendors and are engaged in sex work for survival. Really? Here's what the mob, this is where they went wrong. They should have organized and put their workers in classifications: hidden prostitutes, pimps, protection, gambling, drugs. That way, when the police got kind of heavy on hired killers, the hitman protectors could organize a protest. Imagine a protest, a march out there by a couple dozen contract killers. Like, who's going to tell them they have to disperse, right?
Really?
The protest group says this is nothing but a political stunt, where I refer to as a smoke screen, to take all eyes off the other issues that Mayor Adams is these days. Yeah, he does have a lot on his plate. Local residents are tired of the crime there. They refer to Roosevelt Avenue as the Avenue of the Sweethearts. They say the hookers are operating in the open near schools and local taekwondo centers. I go figure. Mayor Adams says that the police presence includes I want y'all to take down on this. The police presence includes 9 lieutenants, 42 sergeants, and 176 police officers who bring together more than a dozen city agencies along with a contingent of New York State troopers.
Wow.
So my question, what are you going to do with the hookers once they're busted?
I would then probably fine them.
If the courts are like they are in most places across the country, the girls will be back on the streets working off their fines before the arresting cops can complete the paperwork. That's the way it used to be in Jacksonville. What's the answer? In most areas where hookers are running unchecked, police have worked sting operations. I've seen this. It was in Wilmington. They've sent undercover females to stand in the areas where the hookers work. It will only work if you can have an area where the local girls are out of pocket for a bit. Once a customer, commonly referred to as a John, stops and tells the fake hooker what he wants and that he's got some money, then the police make a quick arrest. In Wilmington, back in the 1980s, it was effective. All sorts of people. You know, you cannot embarrass hookers, and all they do is raise the prices to pay the fines. Seriously, it's the way it works.
It's inflation, Rayford. It's inflation.
All sorts of people, a minister, a state cop, all sorts of big businessmen, politicians. You can imagine how they made the fatal mistake and costly mistake of stopping to see what was cooking. Just the sheer fear that what a guy thinks is a hooker could be a cop created a lot of paranoia. Made it tough for a girl to make a living. Then along came Craigslist. What I find interesting is an absence of a response from Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. It's her district. Maybe I was expecting too much. I cannot imagine more than 200 police officers, plus the state troopers, plus likely the health department, I'm sure, because of the vendors there. How about the people who enforce the ordinances dealing with, you got to have a license to peddle, sell old clothes and pots and pans and whatever else on the sidewalks. How about all those people? And should they deal with it? I mean, this is a 2-mile stretch, just 2 miles.
2 miles.
2 miles long. And they got over 200 cops working at 2 miles.
200 cops?
Yeah.
That's like a cop every, 100 feet or something?
Something like that. But that's what they've got
Good
working.
I'm
Lord.
choking out over here.
Bunch of lieutenants and a whole bunch of sergeants.
Yeah, I bet they're working it.
And they're making arrests. And they're irritating the local, not the local population, but the local workers.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. I'm sick.
Hookers on strike.
Yeah, hookers on strike. Wonder what happens if you cross the picket line there.
Good question. I'd like to see that.
I'm sure.
We could be sitting somewhere with a camera.
All right, coming up in a few minutes, we're going to have Dr. Rosemary Stein.
Yes,
Too
we
bad
are.
she's not listening to this right now. We're going to have her in here to talk about whatever's ailing our kid. She's been gone for a couple of weeks now.
She went to the DR, didn't
It
she?
went down to, not to the doctor, to the Dominican Republic.
Yes.
She went down there. That's her, I think it's her birthplace. I'm sure that's where she got relatives, but
That's where she's born,
she was born at the DR.
Yeah.
Okay.
Isn't her daughter still there?
in medical school.
She went to med school there.
Yeah.
I thought she had come back home, but I'm
I
not
think
sure.
she's still there, but
We'll find out.
are you sure it was DR? I thought she was going to California.
I don't know. We'll
Who?
find out when she
Dr.
calls.
Rose.
Well, I don't know. That's what I was asking.
I thought she said she was going to, I might be wrong. I thought she said
could
she was
be
going to California.
Well, she might not ever recover then.
Yeah.
She's a. Oh, well. Today's marine weather forecast brought to you by Community Prevention Services of Jacksonville. Whether you're dealing with personal issues that are against the wall, or you have a wall, perhaps a close friend who seems to be on a dead end road with life. Some people can hide the issues they're facing. They sometimes cover it with comedy. They cover it with other things. They work a lot. And then some of the other issues that they get involved in. If you see your friend changing his daily life patterns, if he or she just not acting like they used to, even if those changes are subtle, it might be time to offer some assistance. You could find out that his stress levels are fast approaching a breaking point. Might not be very visible at the first, but you'll find it. He could be turning to ways of escaping his issues, ways that are not in his best interest. This is what the counselors at Community Prevention Services do best. You'll have to use your best persuasive techniques, and that doesn't include belittling or strong arming a guy, to get him to agree to at least meet the team. How does it work? Okay, Kelly, I know you're having an issue. I can see that you're having an issue. So, Kelly, I'm going to drag you down here. You've got to come with me now. And I just no answers. I'm not taking no for an answer. How well does that work?
Doesn't work at all.
Well, you're just going to end up in rehab somewhere. You're just going to be stuck. You're going to prison. How do threats like that work?
They don't work at all.
How about you're going to die?
Good.
You keep doing this, you're just going to die. We know that. And nobody's even going to come to your funeral.
That doesn't work either. I don't know why anybody would do that.
Are you surprised that?
No, I've heard people say
Okay.
they've done that. Yeah, but it's ineffective.
Sometimes that tough part is too tough.
Yes.
If you can convince them to come down and meet the team, just at least meet the team, chances are it will not happen the first time. It might not happen the second time. Don't give up. You can do it, but just do it in the right way. Once this person's on board, the counselors will treat him with dignity. That's first. And they'll work with him on a plan so he can see that he actually has a future. Community Prevention Services, they're locally owned and operated. No out-of-towners are here, and they're ready to help, whether it's depression or anxiety, substance abuse, whatever issues you're facing. Remember, you're not alone. The counselors offer you a helping hand. Call for an appointment, 910-353-0972, Community Prevention Services of Jacksonville. Offshore today, northeasterly winds 5 to 10 knots, seas 3 to 4. 4-foot waves from the east, 8 seconds apart. Not a bad time. Pretty nice day, actually. Probably not the best for John boats in the ocean, but for normal boats out there, go ahead. You'll be safe. Sounds and rivers are light chop. Tomorrow, northerly winds 10 to 15 knots, seas 3 to 5 feet, 2 to 3 near shore. Sounds and rivers a moderate chop. And on Friday, northeasterly winds 5 to 10, seas 3 to 5. Sounds and rivers of light chop.
Today, mostly sunny, high of 82. Tonight, clear, low of 58. Tomorrow, sunny, high of 75, with 17-mile-an-hour gusts at times. Tomorrow night, clear, low of 44. And on Friday, sunny, high of 73. Ray, do you like pizza?
Like who?
Pizza?
Well, yeah, if it's done right.
Well, in Germany, you can go order a pizza,
Mm-hmm.
and you get a side of cocaine with it.
Oh, no, I don't like pizza like that. No.
Can I have extra cheese and a little extra of that Coke on top?
Yeah. I mean, what in the world?
Do you
Like,
get it in a 2-liter bottle?
I mean, it's in Dusseldorf, Germany.
Oh,
And Monday, 2 days ago, the police raided them. And it's apparently this is a super popular restaurant, I guess they are.
Why?
And somehow the food inspector is who tipped off the cops.
Well, did he sample the wares?
I don't know.
They
I'm not sure.
Oh my
So,
gosh, the food
I'll take a
inspectors.
slice of that. Oh my God,
So
I want
the
another slice of that.
the cops showed up at the pizza manager's apartment, right?
Yeah.
So when the police got there, the manager starts throwing bags of drugs out the window, but it fell right into the arms of the cops down below. I mean, this is like a comedy. They ended up seizing 3 pounds of cocaine,
Oh, my God.
400 grams of marijuana, and almost $300,000 U.S. cash. Like,
That's a profitable business.
I'm telling you, he's getting it. And then, it gets better. So then, first of all, they arrested him. He was released from custody, went back to selling his pizza. But so they started investigating the restaurant, and they found there's like this drug ring in the whole city. Like they had like a little criminal enterprise going. They found 2 marijuana farms, and they seized like
Really?
360 plants in there. They uncovered weapons, money, and all kinds of jewelry. They started raiding homes and businesses from a dozen people, and it turns out then they rearrested the manager because he was trying to leave the country. Like, I mean, Dusseldorf's got it going on. You can
Apparently.
get pizza and cocaine at the same time.
Well,
and apparently pot too.
I've been to pizza places here, and get a takeout, and you want to Coke with that?
Yeah, you want a side salad or
No,
something?
but
Yeah.
they want a Coke. They'll sell you Coke there too,
Yeah,
but
but
it
that
comes in
means-
a 2-liter
I'm saying, talking about drink Coke, they took Coke to a whole nother level over there. Yeah.
You know, I would imagine the police, if they go into this. So right about now, if you just look through the neighborhoods
Mhm.
and see which pizza places have got the most people,
Yeah. So you're going to be like,
you might want to go sample their
Yeah.
wares.
And I would like to know
Test them, not sample them, test them.
what this is when they said they found these other ones. But I mean, this guy, I wonder what country he was going to. I just want to know. Like,
Somewhere
wow.
probably down in
This is crazy.
South America would be a great place.
I tell you what, in Europe, a lot of times, depends on what country you're in, drug charges are serious. Like, you don't get often
certain
don't get
people,
slapped
yes.
on the wrist like you do here at times. Yeah.
If you go to certain countries
Yeah, it
and,
depends on where you
you're
go.
not,
Yeah.
and you're not in on the off,
Right.
shall we say?
Right.
Yeah, you will be targeted. And yeah, you can go to prison, and they'll keep you in prison, particularly if you've got some money, until you can buy your way out.
Right.
That's the way it works.
Mm.
I know some people when I've been to Jamaica a lot, okay?
Right.
And work and for pleasure, not that kind of pleasure, but at the beach, for instance, you got the local police. They're up there in force, not huge force, but they've got it out there walking the beach and just in case there are issues or whatever. And they're generally up in sort of the shady area along the beaches, shady as in trees. But there are guys that walk right up to you in front of them. And there was one dude who used to carry, you guys remember what cigar boxes are? You could buy a
Yes.
cigar in a regular cigar box. He had a
Yes.
false bottom with his.
Oh.
And he had some reggae tapes, bootleg reggae tapes on the top above the false bottom.
Right.
And he was offering those to tourists. And then
I
if you
see.
look like you were interested in whatever, he said, "Man, you want some ganja? I got some ganja. You want some ganja? No, what's ganja? If you want to play stupid." And he takes the false bottom and lifts this little piece of cardboard up, and there's some ganja down below. Marijuana, y'all, down below. Now we got the police right up there watching all of this stuff. Do you think this guy ever gets arrested?
Did he?
Nope.
Why not?
There were several guys like that. But you could always find
Was
at
there
the end of
former
the
cop?
day, you would find at the end of the day some tourist meeting the man who
Right.
wants the product. Why? The tourists cannot afford to stay in Jamaica in the jail. They don't want to. They'll get some money one way or the other to pay off the fine and to buy their way out.
Right.
And then they come home.
Okay.
No records. I'm just warning tourists, when you go to places like that, they offer you stuff. And especially, it's not wide open. It's wide open for the vendors. It ain't wide open for the tourists. You go violate the law, you're a source of income.
Keep hearing things.
Just telling you. That's
Right.
unfortunately the way it works in some places. Now, I haven't been to Jamaica since about 1990, whatever, but it's a racket.
I see that.
It's a racket. Got to be careful down there. We're going to take a break and we'll be right back on the other side. We're waiting for Dr. Rosemary Stein. She should be calling in any moment now. We'll find out what's cooking in the world of doctoring.
Hello, Onslow County. This is your Senator Michael Lazzaro. As election season approaches, I want to take a moment to reflect on the progress we've made together and share my vision for the future. I fought for better schools, secured funding for infrastructure, and ensured our veterans get the support they deserve. We've strengthened our local economy, creating jobs and opportunities for our families. But there's more work to be done, like making healthcare for our veterans more affordable and protecting our beautiful coastline. I believe in a transparent government that listens to your concerns. I've held town halls, heard your voices, and will keep fighting for what matters most to you. This November, I'm asking for your support to keep Onslow County moving forward. Together, we can build a brighter future for our children and families. Thank you for your trust and support.
Paid for by the candidate, the committee to reelect Michael Lazar to the North Carolina Senate. Okay, Dr. Rose, still waiting. She was going to be John just last
I
week,
thought
right?
she's 2 weeks. We're all messed up.
I thought she said she'd be back in 2
I
weeks.
thought she said 2 weeks in Dominican Republic. So
I don't know. I
there,
thought-
she's going to prove us all
Well,
wrong.
okay, so I told you that she would be here. You ladies just, you will ever listen to me. She's always dependable.
Look, you're asking us this morning.
Dr. Rosemary Side, good
Don't let
morning.
him fool you.
Good morning. Oh, what lovely voices.
Oh, thank you.
First of all, our first
How is
question
everybody?
is,
Oh, we're doing late, but we have questions for you because we've been talking about you for
okay,
30
okay.
minutes this morning.
Oh my gosh. How did this happen?
Go ahead, Lee.
we couldn't remember exactly where you said you were going. We had,
I said California, Napa Valley.
well,
Oh,
Kelly was right.
right.
As Kelly listens.
Oh, God.
I listen too, but sometimes I forget. You know how it is. Old people can legally forget, right, Doctor?
That's right. That's right. We're allowed.
Yeah,
I'll just go ahead and say I wasn't listening.
Okay.
Obviously.
So, how was the trip?
Oh, it was marvelous.
Okay.
I was so impressed. It was my first time into that area. Stopped by California, which is obviously very, very large. But the landscape is lovely. The people up part of California were absolutely lovely. Lots of very patriotic, good people that have served in the military. I was just very, very impressed, and
Nice.
I still absolutely love North Carolina, but California is a gorgeous, blessed place.
Yeah, the Northern California area, I'm told. I haven't been there, but I've known a lot of people who lived up in that neck of the woods and who visited. They say it's very nice. You know, the road is great. The north route, the beach route, whatever they call that, US 1 or something. I don't know what it's called. But anyway, that's a great place, a great drive for you to go to. And in the valley, the Napa Valley, you've got all the wineries plus all of the grape orchards. So it's the vineyards.
That's right. It was just very lovely, and it's filled with a lot of very rich history. I mean, it's not history that dates back to the 1600s and the 1700s like our North Carolina coast, but it is still very rich history.
Yeah, and they've got, you know, it goes back to the gold rush days is the biggest history we have on a record as far as we in this country remember it's for. So that was what, 1849 or something?
Yes, I think that's the year. It's around that time. So
Okay.
some of those towns that I visited were close to the gold rush area.
Yeah. All right. Well, that sounds good. Okay. You were there on just vacay, right? Nothing. You didn't have any work
Nope,
to do.
nothing medical. Just
Excellent.
vacation.
Excellent. So, did any medical emergencies happen while you were there that you were involved in?
Oh no! Thank goodness. I do keep a stethoscope and an otoscope with me at all times,
Oh,
just
what
in
kind of-
case that I can't save any lives with that, but I feel a little bit more secure.
A stethoscope and a watoscope?
An otoscope. Look in your ears.
Oh,
Oh,
The looking in your ear thing.
Oh.
Otoscope.
well, that's got that little light that shines in, right?
That's right.
Okay. Yeah, the doctor used to put a white piece of white paper on the other side, so he just in case it would go through. And quite
Oh,
what?
I just can't.
These girls can't understand me, Doc. You can appreciate my humor, I'm sure.
I do. I appreciate it.
So you're back, and how are the kids doing? Did they survive without you?
Oh, well, most of them did. A couple of parents sort of misbehaved.
Uh-oh.
But other than that, I think, oh, yes, I know. They do come attached to the parents, and parents sometimes can be a little less than dependable, but we love the
Uh-oh.
children anyway.
Uh-huh. So you got parenting problems.
Oh, isn't that the reason that we're where we are?
Yes, it is.
yes.
So,
It comes with the children. It's not necessarily if you got little children. It's not the children that misbehave. that they're behaving exactly as expected. It's the adults that might not be behaving as wonderfully as the children need.
Okay. As role models, let's talk about that for just a minute. Parents should
Oh, I
be
love that.
right up front, the role models for raising their little rugrats, right? And sometimes it doesn't work out so well. So how involved can you get as a pediatrician when this is going on?
Oh, well, a little involved. I would guess that I feel that I don't have as much influence on the parents as I'd like. So many times, to the parents' chagrin, I talk directly to the children and tell them what Dr. Rose expects of them, so that hopefully I can get to them and they have a longer life to live than the adult, and hopefully it'll soak into the parent as well, because what applies to the child can apply to the adult, and if said in love and kindness, maybe it'll be soaked up in both of them.
When you're talking with kids, perhaps those that may not have a medical issue, or they may be having a medical issue that's really got deeper roots than just having, an earache or whatever, do you ever get a chance to just take them aside without parents being involved? I mean, do the parents, are they insistent that they be there present when you're talking with the kids?
Well, hopefully I have built up a relationship that if I kindly ask the parent, and I always ask them, looking for their permission.
Mhm.
Would it be all right if she and I just spent a little time together? And I promise you, I'm never going to say anything that's to your child's detriment. That parent runs out of there, I'll tell you. I don't think I've ever had one parent say, no, I'd like to listen.
Okay, gotcha.
But the reason that I do that is so that the child does not feel that they have to hide their answers.
Right.
So that I get the rest of the story, and so I can ask them, so what can I do to help you? And so once again, it has to be done with the adults, not only consent, but trust, understanding that I would never harm a child, but, in this situation, their child. And I will have some parents that say yes. They run out the door, and then they stand right by the door and eavesdrop. And some of them that
Sneaky little boogers.
run to the waiting area, and they look so comfortable when I come out that I say, okay, you can come back in now. And they come back in, and the child is not necessarily always smiling, but they feel more comfortable understanding that somebody sees it their way too.
Yeah, well, you could put a little radio speaker up against that door, just attach it to your door. And so that if they get real close to it, the vibrations would disguise what's going on inside your office. When you obviously keep the trust with the kids, you don't go running out telling the parents exactly what the kid's saying. But sometimes you're going to have to get things across to the parents. How do you do that? That's got to be walking a tightrope.
It is. It took a lot of years, but yeah, this old doctor's been around for a while. So at the end, if it's something that the parent needs to know, and it's bad for the child's health, we come to the conclusion, the child and me, that we really have to let that parent know.
Okay.
And I'd say most of the time, the child will give me the consent, and I will ask, do you want to tell your parent yourself, or do you want me to softly break the truth? And
they want you to do it.
they want me to do it. That's right. You got it.
I would bet that.
And I say, and I will ask, and I'll say, we have to keep you safe, and so you can't hurt your child. That's sort of a big no, and that breaks the ice. And then we tell the parent whatever it was that they wanted. The child needed to let the parent know, and the parent usually says, "I knew that."
Yeah, they lie. In other words, they're lying, right?
The child was lying, and the parent might have been fibbing.
I'm saying the parent will lie to you when the mama says, "Oh, I knew that all along." No, you didn't. You're lying.
Wow.
There are questions I don't ask, so I don't. I don't ask that one. So you knew all along.
Yeah, and that's the cop in me coming out. Yeah, I don't mind saying that. Okay, so what kind of a medical issues are we having now? I mean, fall has fallen upon us, and we got leaves falling. We got, oh Lord, you would not believe it around this house. The stuff allergies that I've never had before, experienced before, for whatever reason,
It's flu season.
they are awful.
I've heard this thing about allergies we've never had before. How many new allergies can one person develop?
I don't think there are any new ones. It's just that I was never impacted by them before in an adverse way. How does that sound?
Oh, I see. Yes, lots of allergies, lots and lots of allergies. And lots of kids that have been sniffing and coughing for very long. And lots of parents that need to know that if your child has been coughing for more than 5 days in a row, and especially keeping him up a little bit at night, that is not normal.
Oh,
So
great.
that the longer you wait, the longer it will take for your child to feel better once the doctor addresses the issue.
Oh, great. How about for older people that have that same issue?
Same. The same. I just don't have to, do my doctoring with them. But,
Can you write me a prescription? You're too far away. I'm a child at heart. Now, like 2 weeks ago today, in fact, I went and as part of my annual, well, they do it every quarter, I think, for me now, but just to be safe. She says, have you had your flu shot and your COVID shot yet? Nope. I came here for that, and my sleeves were rolled up and ready to get stuck. So I got the COVID on one side and the flu stuff, the anti-flu stuff, on the other side. And they didn't hurt a bit until about an hour, 2, 3 later. And the COVID shot this time, I could feel a little bit more pain. And then I felt pretty bad for a while. Not real bad, but for me, anything, I'm a man. Sore throat. I've got, I'm down for the count for 3 days. But I did have some adverse reaction this time that I've never had before, and I've had every one of those COVID shots. I'm assuming it was the COVID and not the flu. My wife says no, it was probably the flu. She knows best, but I'm telling you.
Yes, she does.
She, at least, that's what I tell her.
That's right.
So
it might have been the combination of having both at the same time, and then your immunity adapting to both of them.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so maybe in the future I just split them up by a week or two.
I would have split them up, but it was a good experiment for you.
Oh, great. Okay. Okay, I won't do that again then. So I'll try something else.
I've done it.
I've done it
The
before
last
too.
3-4 sets.
So have I.
But I usually get like the short period of cold chills and achy, and I just pile under the blankets on the couch, turn on the TV. 12 hours later, I'm good.
Well, 2 weeks later.
And I think part of it is also that you may not have treated your body as well as you should have getting those 2 shots. And in other words, the whole way of resting, lots of fluids the day after was very helpful. Just a little bit of sunshine to get that vitamin D and immunity up, lots of fluids, a little bit of rest. That gave the body the support that was needed for getting the extra immunization. So if you do it that way, I would say that one at a time is probably better for the body, not for your time. But if you cannot have the time to separate them out, then you support your body's immunity by giving it lots of fluids and sunshine, and just understand that the body needed that extra support.
Okay. Do they make cough syrup so that tastes so bad so you won't drink so much of it? Is there some? I mean, they've got to have. They ought to be able to put something there that tastes decent.
I don't understand the whole medicine thing and why it has to taste so nasty at this point.
Okay.
Because we did not have invented medicine that tasted better, especially for children. They'll spit it right back in your face.
That's why I can't eat cherry anything to this day from that
I don't like.
awful as a kid in the 70s and 80s
Oh.
that they claimed it was cherry, that penicillin that made you gag and vomit and
I didn't have
everything
that.
else. And it was pink and it was sometimes it was white and it was gross and it's supposed to be cherry. I can't do anything cherry
like
to this day.
Pepto-Bismol.
I can
How
do
ugly is that
Pepto-Bismol.
stuff?
Well, you know,
This
Richard,
was
let's
gross.
ask Dr. Rose her
Terrible.
recommendations on a good cough syrup when you have that lingering hacking cough where you're up all night like coughing. Yeah, you did that. Yes.
Yeah.
Do you
I
have
wholeheartedly recommend the Mucinex DM. And I hate to
Mucinex
say a brand
DM?
name like
That's
that,
okay.
but the Mucinex,
Do they sell it by 55-gallon barrels?
it comes in capsules, so you don't have to taste the nasty taste.
Oh,
Oh, really?
all right. We're writing that down.
I'll be there
Rayford.
shortly.
Mucinex
It
DM.
has to be with a lot of fluids. And if you can use that some tea with some honey in it, so that you can get the yicky stuff up, and even better. So Mucinex DM and some warm tea, maybe chamomile, maybe a little bit of ginger, and some honey in it.
Lipton's.
See
and
Rayford drinking
there
tea.
is no such thing as hot tea. I'm from the South. It's sweet tea, Southern tea with ice, sugar and ice, or honey and
Oh,
ice.
no, that's not what I'm talking about at all.
I figured.
She's spoiling the fun.
I had some. I used to drink sassafras tea. You ever had any of that?
No, I am a basic sweet tea cold
Well,
person.
we'd go out and pull the plants up over here near the golf course, and before it was all populated, we'd pull those plants up, scrape those roots down, and boil it.
Mm.
No more
Okay.
sassafras tea. The worst stuff I've ever had in my life.
I think that sassafras tea is supposed to be very good for colds.
Oh, really?
I'm going to have to look that one up.
Oh, that'd be
Okay, well,
interesting.
maybe I'll go find. I
Yes.
know what sassafras leaves look like, so I go pull up some roots.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be very good for colds and phlegmy stuff. But you can just look it up.
Okay, they'll think I've got a still in the backyard. Dr. Rose, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Rose.
I'm very pleased to hear all of your voices
Same
after
here.
returning. I'm glad to be back home.
Well,
Well,
we're glad you're back home too.
did you get any valley girl type of talk while you were there?
She would have been up towards, more
I
towards
understand,
northern.
but she went back
Yeah.
down south, I
Okay.
think.
Yeah, that's right. I went to the northern part of the state. They don't.
They
They
don't
don't
do that
talk
up
normal.
there.
Okay, they don't talk. Okay,
Nope.
gotcha.
You didn't run into Nancy while you were there, did you?
But she didn't want to hurt her car.
No, I guess not. No, I
Okay.
didn't run into any Nancy.
All right. Thank you, Doc.
Thank you. Oh, that's Miss Pelosi, man.
I knew he would come home.
Yeah, I figured as soon as she hung up, she would go, oh,
Hmm.
okay, I get it.
Yeah. Did you know that they put her on Mount Rushmore and didn't even have to carve out
Oh,
the figure? They just picked a rock blob up there and they called
Oh,
her
no.
Nancy.
okay,
Okay.
okay.
Oh well, that's me. All right, have a great week.
Oh, my goodness.
You guys too.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
Dr. Rose.
Bye. Kelly is saying, "You can't take me anywhere, can you?"
She's such a
I
joy,
just-
though.
She is she's a fun lady. Doctors need to be that way. And speaking of our medical professional that we use, have you seen her lately?
She is
Yes.
skinny.
We had a conversation about it.
Yes.
Yeah.
She is really skinny.
She walked in the office when I went in there like
said, "Who are
last
you?"
week, and I was
Mhm.
like, "Holy moly!" I said, "Every time I come in, your hair is different, but now you're different."
Yeah,
She looks good.
she looks great. And she
Mhm.
apparently feels much better too. So that's
Yes.
good.
Mhm.
Yes.
I'm glad to see that.
At least we know that medicine works.
Yeah.
I want some of it,
Mm-hmm.
whatever it is.
But it is. I'll tell you off the air.
Can I buy it legally?
It's a prescription.
Yes. It's a weight loss program that we're talking about
Oh.
that's become
Mhm.
so popular.
Really?
And I know a lot of people went to that Ozempic, right? Is that how you, Ozempic or
Ozempic.
whatever?
I don't
Yeah.
know.
But there's also some other new types out that, I mean, you instantly drop the weight.
Mhm.
Instantly. And this is a program that's monitored by the doctors,
Yeah.
by the staff there at that one place that we go to. So, but yeah, I was like, wow.
Was Peter taking this week off? I didn't think so.
No, I got to check my phone. He might have texted me.
Yeah, we're waiting for Peter. Right, this is our medical stuff day generally. We
Right.
also have coming up here about 8:15 or 8:20. We're going to take a plunge into the world of dancing.
Yes, we
Now,
are.
we still have a question out there on for you guys who are just tuning in. Here's your trivia question for the day: an opportunity to win 2 tickets. So if you've already bought 2 tickets to the Dancing Stars of Oslo event this Saturday night, it's okay. You win 2 more, and you can take 2 friends.
Take your neighbors.
Well, you might not.
Your
You
neighbors.
might want to take somebody else. It depends on who your neighbors. I got a couple of nice neighbors
I will
around
take
here.
mine. I have nice neighbors.
You do. He
Great
his
neighbors.
lawnmower and stuff. Killed you.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a chance to win, and we have a trivia question. It's a 2-parter. You got to get both parts, okay? And if you get both parts, then you will get 2 tickets. They're worth $50 a piece, and that includes dinner at the Dancing Stars Oslo event this Saturday night. Saturday night. It's,
At the American
it's
Legion.
upon us
I
right
am
now.
ready for it.
Okay, so the question is, 2-parter Lee, Kelly. Kelly's got it.
Who are the winners of the Judges Award? That means judges voted them the best answer, and the People's Choice Award, which it means they raised the most money for the very Dancing Stars, which was 12 years ago.
That was in 2012.
Mhm. You
2012.
can
the
find
first
something
one.
if you've got a computer. I'm just saying.
Well, you know how to use it.
Yeah.
You know, for me,
Yeah.
sometimes that's
Yeah.
a challenge.
But it's an amazing event, and
It's a great
to
event.
raise money for the Onslow Victim Center.
Mhm.
It's the biggest fundraiser they have every year. It sells out, so the tickets. If you're wanting tickets and think you're going to wait till Friday, I'm here to tell you, you will not get any tickets available.
No.
Sells out every year.
You'd have to look me up and give
Mhm.
me $5,000 for mine,
Mhm.
and then I'd only let you stay for the food, and then I would have to go in after the food because I'm not going to miss the performance. The
Oh, the
performance is
That's like the key part.
oh, absolutely. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Okay, but anyway, that's coming up at 910-333-0139.
Mhm.
Give us a call and get the first person that gives us the right answer. You get
Yeah.
2 answers. You got to get both parts
Mhm.
now. Get both parts. And then you get to go to this event free.
Yeah.
How's that sound?
Works.
In the house, we have the man with the plan or plans. And are a lot of people to see you?
Yes.
That was a resounding yes, with all the ads and the scare tactics and everything else that I'm seeing on TV and that I'm getting in the mail now. I've never gotten this much in the mail before. I'm getting them from people that I don't even know why they even know who I am. And it's like, oh, no, I got Peter over here. I'll talk to him about it. But Peter Wright's in the house with us talking about Medicare, Medicaid, Advantage plans, disadvantage plans, whatever kind of plans that are available out there. And I'm sure people, what's the first question they ask you when they come see you these days? I'm scared and I don't know what to do.
It's a whole variety of questions,
Mm-hmm.
so it's quite interesting. And I was going to prepare, hand my normal
Right.
typewritten sheet out, but my printer, when I tried to print this morning,
really?
would not work. I had to drop it last year from 2 feet to make it work, and this year,
When your kids weren't working, what did you do with them? Did you drop them from 2 feet?
I do similar things to my car or
Oh.
other things. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Run it into a brick wall from 2 feet away, right?
Yeah,
Okay. No, so you can't get your printer working, but that's good. You got notes. You know what you're
I
talking
know
about.
what I'm going to say. Yeah.
All right. First of all, Peter, he's a Medicare specialist. He can help you. There's a certain number of plans that are available in North Carolina. A certain number of those are available in Onslow County and Craven County. That's 2 of the areas you work, but you work all over, right?
Yeah, I'm mainly focused on Onslow, but I do have people in other counties
surrounding
around here
areas.
as well. Yeah.
So there are all sorts of things, and there's some changes. We've been talking to you about them for about 3 months now, 2 or 3
Mhm.
months. There are changes that are happening, and I know you're bombarded by the questions and by the scares and this and that. There is a time frame. There is open enrollment now through the 7th of December.
That's right.
Okay. Pearl Harbor Day.
Annual enrollment until the 7th of December.
Okay. There will be some exceptions, but we're not going to talk about those today. You need to get your mess together and get up with Peter and get this taken care of. I will tell you first, while he's preparing some more thoughts here, you need to go through your medicine cabinet. Every drug that you take on a daily or bi-weekly or every other day, or whatever drugs you take, write down what the prescription is, what the drug is, how much the dosage is, and how often you take it. Right?
Yeah.
On a piece of paper. And then write down every doctor that you go to, or you might not go to a doctor, but every 3 years, put that doctor's name down. Put your dentist's name down. Not just your primary doctor, but if you've got, cardiologist, if you've got a foot doctor, a podiatrist, if you've got whatever kind of doctors you've got, put the names down. Women, you're probably going to have a couple more doctors than the men are going to have. So you need to write those down as well. And as a couple, can they come as a single person for a couple? Because maybe the couple can't get together at the same time that you're available.
Only if you got power of attorney.
Oh, okay.
But you could take a book back and get your spouse to sign the
it.
book. Yeah.
Okay. So,
That is
but
one way
they
to
can
do
come and get the message,
Yeah.
the information.
Yes.
Bring all of the information with you. Whatever your insurance plan is now, bring copies of the stuff if you've got it. Hopefully you do. At least you've got an insurance card. Bring that. Bring your Medicare card
And Medicaid.
and
card.
Medicaid card if you got Medicaid. So all right. So that's what you need to bring to talk to Peter with. So
Rayford, I think you could start being an agent. You're getting.
I know what they need to bring. I don't know what to do from there. I can tell you what to bring, but now what are you going to do with all this stuff? That's the key that these people need to know.
Yeah. So what am I going to do with it all? So first thing I'm going to do is get your medications and put those into our software and see what, and I use Medicare.gov because you can really move things around with Medicare.gov and find out which pharmacies are the cheapest to go to and
Can
so on.
anybody do that?
Anybody can do that.
Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead.
But then the problem comes when you do that. You often have drugs that you get a high cost for a drug, and you don't know how to move that around. So I'll put I can't think of a drug at the moment, but I'll put a certain drug in, and I'll put it in as a brand name, as a generic, and it comes out really expensive. But if I then change that, if I see the expensive price and I change that drug to a generic, to a brand name, maybe the brand name is on the formulary, but the generic isn't.
Really?
Yes, it's weird. And then the price goes right down or to zero. So there's a lot of chopping and changing that you can do. And also your drug prices may show a lot higher, maybe $6,000 for a drug because it's not on the formulary, but then you can buy it from the pharmacy using GoodRx, maybe for $12 for the month. So yes, so you have to. It's a good idea to if your drugs come up expensive, and speak to an agent about it. But don't speak to somebody that just phones you on the phone.
No.
Because that's illegal if they've just phoned you, outright to help you with Advantage plans.
Well, how about if they say, here's the scam that they've tried with me. Of course, when I've got time, I like to play with them. Jerk the change, But when I get down to a certain point, are you a licensed Medicare specialist? Are you licensed? No, but I have over here. What I understand is if you say yes, then you are making that request of them, and they can actually turn you over to somebody who can take this information from you and do something with it. Is that right or wrong?
No, so what you're saying
they're doing
is
it at my request then.
But so what you're saying is that somebody phones you up and you ask them if they're a licensed agent, and they're not, then they'll put you on to someone else.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
even if they phone you up, they're not meant to be phoning you up.
Okay.
So you don't want to do anything there. And there
I
are,
wouldn't do it. but
there
I
are agents that are not, what's the word, scrupulous, but
Yeah.
that are not honest.
They're con.
They push people into plans that they shouldn't.
Mhm.
So be careful. You should, you shouldn't have people. Agents are only allowed to phone you if you've given them permission already. If you've met them, for instance, and you've given them permission to do so.
Now, if we got if let's say I've got half dozen different drugs, prescriptions, right?
Mm-hmm.
I got 6 of them. I get done. And is it possible that this drugstore, this pharmacy over here, does fine for 3 of the drugs? Another pharmacy, can I mix them up with different pharmacies?
You
Is
can
it-
mix
is that
up
the way
your
you work it?
pharmacies. I see that have to happen sometimes, but
Mhm.
most of the time we can normally choose just one pharmacy.
Okay.
Somebody may be going to CVS and paying $1,200, whereas they could get it for $600 at Walmart, or vice versa. So you need to. It's really good to look and see which pharmacy you can get the drugs from more cheaply.
Okay, well, that's good.
More cheaper.
More cheaper.
Well, that's what
Is
we
it?
want.
Yeah.
More cheaper. I'm in.
Okay.
The
That's what my wife always does. Correct my grammar.
well, my wife can try that, but it doesn't work. She doesn't let me say less worse
Uh-huh.
or mo better,
Mo better.
mo better. But,
We
Hey,
can
Well,
listen.
my wife was an English teacher, but I got her. I think on our first date, she said, a horse, my kingdom for a horse was from Julius Caesar. I said, that's the only that's the only Shakespeare I studied. And I said, no way, it isn't.
a horse, my kingdom for a horse.
I think that's Richard III or
I
something.
think so, yeah. It's not Julius Caesar. I do know that part. That's about all I know. Okay, so we've got you. We come see you. We bring all of our paperwork, and you sit down. You have a chat, heart to heart, and you go through all of this. And you bring your magic computer out with about, I'm sure it's loaded with software,
Mhm.
and you punch everything in, and then it spits out some information. But there are still different plans there to play with, right?
Yeah, it depends. You've got a lot of choices, and so what I do is help people choose the correct one for them. Yeah. So, and it depends. Some people want different benefits. Some people are just looking to save money. Yeah, it's if you've got somebody living on their own, and they're getting older or they're worried a little bit about their health, then often Blue Cross is a good way to go because it has you've got a emergency response system, a button you can put around your
Sure.
neck. You've got people that can come to your home.
You're living alone.
Yeah.
This is always a good thing because
Yeah.
I know from previous experiences
Mm-hmm.
in real life, responding to locations that
Mhm.
some folks they don't have that and they can't get there to the cell phone. Some people say, I got a cell phone. Do you wear it?
Yeah, because if you fall over and you're on the ground, it's
You trying to find your cell phone can
Yeah.
be a problem. And then you got to
Yeah.
remember a number. And what is that 911 number? And then you got to answer a lot of questions. Otherwise, you just push a button and people come help you.
So if you're having a stroke, that's
Yeah,
that's
you can't talk.
Yeah.
Quite often, you won't be
Yeah.
able to talk anyway. So hit
Yeah.
the button and people come a running.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the kind of stuff that you guys need to be aware of. And we're all getting older.
Mhm.
And things usually, additional stuff pops up. Can we plan for the future with this stuff? I mean, when I come to see you, I don't know that I'm going to need a hip operation next year.
Well, you can really only plan for the things you know about. So it's a good point, but you should think about what you want from your plan for the next year.
Mhm.
I always do. Am I going to travel? So maybe I need a plan that has coverage outside of North Carolina.
How about
yeah,
outside the United States? A problem.
I always think if you go outside the US, then you want to get proper travel insurance, because if you get ill abroad, okay, your Advantage plan will more than likely cover you for emergency and urgent care. But if you need to be repatriated, and that happened to my stepmother, she fell and broke her hips years ago, and her hip and legs on both sides, and
Wow.
she and so she had to have a special stretcher or so in a plane to get back home. It wasn't easy.
Wow.
Yeah, and they had insurance for that. So having
good.
seen that happen, and this was 30 years ago, I've always thought, whenever you travel, get the proper travel insurance.
Yeah, I'll be thinking about that for the future travels, because we had an experience a couple of years ago, not involving me, but involving one of our travel companions. So
Yeah. And as I was saying, you said about travel, if it's for a short time, then in the US, then your urgent and emergency care will cover you. But if you're going somewhere for 2 or 3 months and you want to have a plan that will cover you in that,
gotcha.
but you can see local doctors to do routine stuff. So that's the sort of thing you want to think about.
Okay. Wow. There's a whole lot to think about. What kind of questions? What's the biggest question or the most prevalent question that you're asked these days? This year, this is a different ball game, I think, right now, because we're bombarded with all of this. Medicare is changing. It's going to cost you more. The prices are going up. The services are going down. I read this stuff when it comes through on its way to the trash can.
There are more changes this year than in other years. On the whole, with plans, of benefits have reduced and the costs have gone up a little. Of course, your drug costs are, and it seems to be down for pretty much everybody I've spoken to. Your drug costs are lower, which is really good, because we got that cap on the drugs.
Cap on the drugs for lower. But your routine drug prices, they're not changing. Are they going down too?
Well, I've people have seemed to be.
I don't have $2,000 worth of drugs a year. I don't think that I have to pay for.
Yeah. No, it's looking good so far from the people that I've
Really?
seen. Yeah. I haven't had any complaints.
When do
from
they go?
people.
When does that go into effect?
1st of January.
Okay.
Yeah. No, it's. But look, I'm only looking at a couple of company
Sure.
carriers here in Onslow. So but it's looking good.
So we are, again, to remind folks, we are restricted here in whatever county you live in to the companies that are okay, they're licensed to operate, and they choose to operate. Because sometimes those companies, it's not that they don't want, that they can't operate there, they just choose not to, right?
Yeah, we've had one company choose not to that came in here last year, and it's no longer here.
Why?
They say they're tweaking their plans. I've been trying to contact. Actually, I got 60 people with that company,
Oh, really?
and I've had a few people come in to see me, and I've sent letters to all 60 people that are on that plan with me. And that doesn't seem to be working. People still aren't coming. And when I've phoned about 15 of those people so far, because I've been crazy busy. And most people have not realized that the company isn't going to be in the plan. Isn't going to be providing plans next year.
Great.
So
Surprise.
if and I think it should be legal for me to say this. So if you're on an Aetna plan in Onslow County or Craven County, and you've it's an individual plan. It's
Not through your company. or
not through your
retirement plan,
company
anything
or
like
not
that.
through the state. Then your plan is coming to an end. The Aetna plan is coming to an end this year, and you need to see an agent. You either need to see me or go and see the agent that you've already got. But
Okay,
you
got
need to
6
make a
weeks, guys.
change.
6 weeks. Got it?
Well, people with on an Aetna plan actually have till the end of December to make a change.
Okay.
If they want their insurance to go live on if they want a new plan to go live on the 1st of
You got 8 weeks,
January.
guys.
If you don't do anything, you'll be back to original Medicare on
No.
the 1st of January. You will still have a special election period during January or February where you can make that change. So I'm hoping to contact I've tried letters. I'm trying phoning now. All the people that are under me, but a lot of people. I phoned 15 people last week. I got hold of about 10 of them, and not a single one that I'd phoned knew that Aetna had pulled out.
Let's say that I've got Medicare and then my spouse has got, me under a retirement plan to her retirement,
Mhm.
whatever she got. But let's say that if I decide that I would like to take a look at another plan,
I'm sorry, I missed the first part of you.
if I decide that
Yeah.
for my part, instead of me being on her plan, the family plan,
Yeah.
which she has to pay for,
Yeah.
how much would a normal, I don't know if there's any such critter, but how much would a standard or a plan for an individual cost who's on Medicare?
You mean what would the premium be, or what
Yeah, how
would
much
your?
it going to cost me?
If you pick one of the plans we have, there's a lot of them that are $0 plans, $0 premium.
So it wouldn't have to cost me anything?
It costs
premium.
you. You have the co-pays, but I think you have co-pays when you go to the
Yep.
doctor. So you have co-pays with this
Sure,
as well.
really?
Yeah, it's a $0 premium.
Okay.
My best advice is don't do it over the phone. Go
Oh,
see
I'm not
Peter.
going to do it over the phone.
No, I'm talking to all those
Oh, there were other
listening.
people out there? No,
Because you're going to get
I got Peter's number.
So
Which
many phone
right now,
calls.
Peter, your telephone number is?
252-675-4488.
Okay.
That's
And your web-
252-675-4488.
in your
And-
website.
foxfoxplans.com.
You,
They always laugh when I say that.
we were both waiting for him. We're like, and your website?
Lee just gets tingly when you say that. Foxplans.com. That's her buzzwords.
Yeah.
Okay, now Monday through Thursday, from 10 o'clock until lunchtime, you get the half hour, or maybe. From 10 o'clock until 6 o'clock, you're at Walmart or Marine Boulevard North, right near the intersection of Western Boulevard, right behind the Golden Corral.
That's right.
Where everybody
Yeah.
knows where it is.
What are your lunch hours again? Didn't you?
Well, it's meant to be
Well-
half an hour between 1:30 and 2, but I took lunch at between 3:45 and 4:15 yesterday.
that's
so
okay.
It just depends. Yeah.
So if I was going to
Take a
tell
snack.
everybody right now what time your lunch would be, what generally is your lunchtime? 12:30 is one
It's
now?
meant to be 1:30 till 2.
1:30. Okay.
1:30, it's not
but-
an hour, it's 1:30 until 2 o'clock.
But I take a break when someone's not at my kiosk.
They're
Yeah.
standing in line, you
So
got to work with them.
Then yeah.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. And if you are standing in line, I try to come up to you while I just take a break from a person I'm serving and see if there's something I can help you with quickly, because often there is. So,
Okay.
and I can let you know how many minutes it'll
He's
be.
busy.
Okay, so that's at the Walmart on Marine Boulevard North, and you walk in the door, and the entrance to the north, that's to the right as you're facing it. That's one of the main entrances, correct?
It's
That's
the groceries
store
entrance.
All right,
Yeah.
go to the grocery
Yeah.
store entrance, and as soon as you clear the row behind the cashiers,
Well, it's the front. It's the front of the store. Yeah. So
Look
as
for
soon as you
Peter.
go in, turn and you go in through
Just
the
look to
double
your
doors,
left,
go
yeah.
go to
And
the left.
the way
And
he
I'm
doesn't need to be identified, he doesn't have to, you don't have to do that. Don't have to ask him for ID. Just tell him to say foxplans.com and you'll be good to go.
Up next, Fox News. We should record that so if we ever use it again,
Yeah,
we can let Peter introduce Fox News.
all right, Peter.
Cheerio.
You've got you've got a number of folks coming to see you, so that's good. I'm glad
Mhm.
they're seeing the light. And guys, take some time. He's there until 6. You can get off at 1700. Just hurry your butt on down. If you're military, retired military, whatever. I know you've got plans. I know you got some other plans, but you never know what you can get here to assist you, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So the best thing to
Well,
do.
certainly people with VA or TRICARE, and if
Yes.
you picked a new plan last year, you need to come and see me
Okay.
because that won't be in place
That is
after
a
that.
warning.
If you took a plan with Aetna, that will not be available next year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, now you got the word. Peter, go get some breakfast before you get there in case you miss lunch. Get
Yeah, I
get
will
I
busy.
told you,
Thank
take
you.
a lunchbox.
Peter Wright, our Medicare specialist, he'll be back next Wednesday too. So if you got questions, put them down on a piece of paper so you'll remember to call us.
Right.
How's that?
Well, we have all your information on our website
Yes.
today. So
Yes.
Well,
those
thank you very
watching
much.
and
Thank you.
listening,
We do appreciate it. We do,
just check out
as
the
always.
comments.
And yeah, my wife and I, we're going to sit down and have a long chat.
Mhm.
We're going to try to have a long chat. How about if we do it during lunch? I'll just bring you some soup. I'll make soup. I've got some good stuff. All right, let's take a break. You're live and local, real talk. Right here on Fox News. Right here on Facebook and YouTube. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Robert Lefevers. I am running for the Onslow County School Board. I want to put safety back into our schools as we desperately need it. I also want to put volunteer veterans in our schools to help with security and mentoring our students along with any other needs the schools may have for them. I want to roll out a new bullying campaign that will make it more severe for repeat offenders and to educate the community and our teachers and students about bullying. We also need to get our parents involved because it needs to start at home and let them understand that it continues outside of our school walls through social media and other platforms. We also need to enforce policies we have in place on vaping and drugs and make sure that we implement that evenly throughout the district at all schools, that we all follow the same policies. If you truly want to see change in this district, the only real choice is to vote Lefevers on November 5th. I'm Robert Lefevers, and I approve this message.
Your marine forecast is brought to you by Community Prevention Services of Jacksonville. And, this is a great organization that a lot of you folks will probably, or should need, or take advantage of the opportunities here. Whether you're dealing with personal issues that have you up against a wall, or you have a loved one, perhaps a close friend seems to be on a dead end road with his life, some people can hide the issues they're facing. But if you are really a close friend, you notice these changes. They might be subtle, but after a period of time, you'll notice them. You might find that the stress levels are fast approaching breaking point for some of your friends. You need to intervene. Don't be heavy-handed. Just say, let's talk. And then if they really, really will take your advice, you need to get them over to see the folks at Community Prevention Services. They're a locally owned and operated organization. They don't have any corporations in Timbuktu controlling what they do here. No, it's all right here. And the good thing about having one right here is you don't have to drive to Asheville, to Raleigh, to Chapel Hill, Charlotte to see somebody. You can find a counselor right here. And they're people who like people. They deal with people on a one-on-one basis. Community Prevention Services. They're ready to help, whether it's depression or anxiety, substance abuse, Whatever issues you're facing, remember, you're not alone in this. The counselors offer you a helping hand. Call them for an appointment, 910-353-0972. Community Prevention Services of Jacksonville. Offshore today, this is a good day. Northeasterly winds 5 to 10 knots, seas only 3 to 4 feet, 4-foot waves from the east, 8 seconds apart. That's the key part there. Pretty nice day. Probably not the best for little John boats out there in the ocean, but you're not going to take one of those in the ocean anyway.
No.
Are you?
No.
Tomorrow, northerly winds 10 to 15 knots, seas 3 to 5, kick it up just a bit. Sounds and rivers, a moderate chop. Friday, northeasterly winds 5 to 10, seas 3 to 5 again. Sounds and rivers, a light chop.
And today it's mostly sunny with a high near 81. Tonight, clear with a low around 58. Thursday, sunny with a high near 75. And Friday, beautiful day Friday for football game. Sunny with a high near 73.
So,
And in the studio,
we have a young lady here
Megan Birch.
who came in and said, "I'm nervous. I don't know what you're going to do to me." So did my daughter give you any warnings, Candy? Did she say anything what not to tell me?
She gave me a few.
Why?
She gave me a few, but I can't tell you those either.
Why?
Yeah, we know what they are. Don't tell us your song.
Is she-
Blah, blah, blah.
Is she your client?
I can't. I mean,
Does she pay you money?
most of the time, no. We need to talk
so
about
then,
that.
then
yeah.
there's no attorney-client privilege here, right?
That's right.
Probably not with the dancing, but I've got other people who'd be upset too.
Have
So
you?
yeah,
What
yeah.
kind of other people?
My partner, for one,
Oh.
would be yeah.
Why?
Because we just can't give it away. We got to save a little bit. See, I think some.
Okay,
of
I
the
know you're not
people
supposed to tell me
dancing-
what the dance is, right? But you can
Right.
tell me what the dance is. You just can't tell me what the song is. So what's the song?
I wish I could tell you what the dance was because people have asked me what type of dance are you doing.
You don't know.
I don't know that it falls into a certain genre.
Let's put it to you this way. In 2012, I did a Bollywood dance with a belly dancer. So,
It's definitely not Bollywood. So it's definitely not that. But
so it can't be any worse than that.
I don't think it's going to be terrible. I just don't know that it fits into any. We can't just put it in a mold. We can't contain it.
Is there a trapeze involved or anything like that?
Oh,
No,
no poles, no
Nope,
trapeze.
No pole dancing?
No
No,
poles.
it's family friendly. Family
Well,
friendly.
pole dancing is family friendly too. I mean, we had one in the Christmas parade one year.
We're not going to talk
Yes.
about the one at the
Yes.
Christmas parade. Mm-mm.
Never to be done again, I'm told. But
Ooh, that
that's
was
fine.
like
That's great exercise, I'm told. Okay, so how were you on impairing substances when you were asked and you agreed to do this?
Not at all. Not at all. I one of the reasons I agreed to do it is I only agreed if I could have a certain partner.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And my partner has done this before. He did it back in 2016.
Uh-huh.
And he's one of the main reasons that I agreed to do it. That, and I really like the cause.
How
So,
did he do in 2016?
second place.
oh, wonderful. And tell us who your partner
And
is.
my partner is Keith Fisher. He's
Yeah.
also my law partner. I think we're better at practicing law than dancing. So please don't.
When are you going to get good at law? You're just still practicing?
That's what we do because you're always learning.
Oh,
You're always learning.
okay.
Right.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
So you're not a criminal attorney, so I can't do the jokes and stuff like that. Darn it.
You can do jokes. We can just laugh at criminal attorneys,
Yeah.
but no, I'm not. I do real estate law.
Real estate law. And that's a. If you buy a piece of property or you sell a piece of property, you're going to see a lawyer at some point in time.
In North Carolina,
Somebody involved
Yes.
with you handling your stuff is going to see a lawyer. So
That's right.
get prepared for that. But so that's always a good deal. You got to learn. You got to know a whole lot too.
You
There's some
do.
confusing laws.
There's a
Well,
lot there.
In North Carolina, real property law, there's a lot that comes in that's not just real property. You have a lot of family law that comes in. There's
Oh,
there's overlaps in the law, I guess, when it comes to selling real
with
estate.
criminal law, to me, I always considered it cut and dried. Here's a chapter 14, chapter 20, chapter 18 that I dealt with. I can handle you. Not a problem. I don't know. I look at the book. There it is. It's in clear as mud
Well, see,
most of the time.
that's what I thought when I
But
went
not
to
in,
law
not in
school.
real estate law.
No, when I went to law school, I thought there was a book. It was just called The Law, and you just open it up and it answered all your questions. And I think people wish that it was that way. I wish that it was that way, but it's not that way. No.
Yeah, probably would have saved a lot of money in college. A lot of money.
So, you got that all behind you. You can handle real estate law. You good at it?
I mean, I like to think so. But
You're supposed to say yes. You betcha.
Well, she's working with a good attorney,
Yeah, she
so
does that
she
too.
must be really good.
So now so you've accomplished that. You've accomplished a lot.
I have. Yeah.
So tell me about this dancing.
So dancing, I don't know if I'm as accomplished there. We're not going to rely on our dance technique. It's going to just have to be performance. So that's what we're working on right now. It's
Uh-huh.
just trying to make it entertaining.
Trapeze.
Just entertaining.
Right.
Entertaining. Because if you're looking at our technique, you'll be disappointed.
Okay,
Have you got
costumes.
Past experience dancing?
In high school, that is the last time I have danced. in
Dance
high
team?
school. Dance team in high school. I did dance classes when I was a kid. That's it. So that was the 90s. So this is.
So you're a pro then. You're a ringer. You got background.
That's right.
Uh-huh. See, I understand. They got a ringer in here.
Mm,
She knows how to do those jazz squares.
Oh,
It's a jazz square. She's got dance experience. She's gonna ace this.
Well, see, the jazz square is funny because we have our own names for things that we do. So we do have someone choreographing for us who was a dance major at Alabama. She's amazing. And
Nice.
she says things to us like, we're going to do a jazz square. And we think
The
she
box.
says, we're going to do a Jasper. So
I can see that. That would be me when somebody was talking to me like that. But and Andy, yeah, you've been practicing. Are you using a lot of Bengay?
oh my gosh, a lot of ibuprofen. A lot of
Wow.
Well, that's good. I'm sure you're getting a good workout.
Well, the thing that has shocked me is, my dance partner is a little bit older than me. He's a few years older than me. And everybody thinks when they talk to us that he's the one who's probably struggling more. Maybe he's aching. Maybe no,
It's Megan.
no, it's me. It's me. It's me. I don't know how that's worked out that
tell
way.
me, so when you're in the office, do you find yourself, nobody's around, maybe nobody's in your room at the same time? Do you kind of run through a couple of the steps when you're all by your lonesome?
All by my lonesome,
Mhm.
yes.
Mhm.
Maybe down the hallway, there's a certain part that I like to practice, but only when nobody's watching because I can't give it
Amazing
away.
how we know that, isn't it?
Well, besides
There are
Candy
cameras everywhere.
pressuring you to do this, what actually made you want to do it?
So I think what made me want to do it is this is a cause that I don't think I realized. Well, I've realized how prevalent it is throughout the United States. And my husband's military, that's what moved us here, I don't know, 12, 13 years ago. But when I came here to Onslow County, I was so astonished when I learned how much was being done through the Victim Center. I never realized that an area, I expected it maybe in bigger cities,
Right.
but the services that can be offered here in Onslow County, it was just amazing to me. And anything that I can do to help support that, I thought that was great. Now, I didn't know that my dancing abilities would help support it, but anything I can do would. And I don't know that it's
Very good,
dancing that will
yes.
help, but we'll see
It'll
how
help.
we do.
You'll have a blast. That's going to be the biggest thing. Everybody that gets through it, they say, one of the questions that we ask, would you do it again?
I
mean,
can't answer it
we're
yet.
less than a week away. So would you do it again?
I don't know. I don't know yet. I mean, the experience itself, as far as, just practicing and the fundraising, that's all been fun. And I can see the value in that, but we'll see how the event goes. And then it's just going to be nice for the event to end and then kind of take a step back. And I know that I would still like to help the Victim Center. Dancing wise, I don't know if that's the best way for me to help in the future, but I know that this has definitely opened a door for me to kind of get in with them
Do some other
and do
things.
some other things. Yeah.
Okay, well, good. That's a great response to it and a great idea.
Yes.
I don't know that my body can handle it anymore.
Oh, come
I may
on.
have to retire dancing skills after
You
Saturday.
know
Well,
how
you
your partner is. He survived. I mean, it took him 8 years, maybe.
That's true. It
So-
was a long recovery.
Well, you have two daughters that are in dance, and you take them to dance competitions
I do. I have two daughters.
and conventions.
Yes,
yeah.
they like to dance. Now the youngest one, I will be the first to admit and they both like to do the Nutcracker every year, but the youngest one
Nutcracker.
the youngest one decided her first year that she would do the Nutcracker, not because of her love of ballet or anything, but she realized that they would get one day off of school to do the Nutcracker.
There's got to be an incentive. Incentive is
That's where they go visit other schools and perform it.
So she will, do all the Saturday rehearsals, and she even has to wake up earlier on that morning that she
Right.
doesn't go to school.
Mhm.
But just the fact that she could say she was off of school that day.
wonderful.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't know that
I
that's a
remember
serious
when we
thing.
used
what
to
you
do
gotta
it.
do. That's all right too. So, are they helping you any?
They give advice.
Oh God,
They give advice, and they're the
granddaughter
ones.
who did that.
They're the ones I'm most nervous about for Saturday night. Now, one of them, she's going to just say the sweetest things to me. I could fall on my face. I could fall off the stage, and she's going to tell me I did a great job. The other one will be brutally honest. She
Really?
won't be mean, but she's not going to sugarcoat anything for me.
Now, how old are they?
I have a 9-year-old and I have an 11-year-old.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
The 11-year-old is the
Mom.
brutally honest one.
Mom, you should have done this. Mom, you didn't hold your
She's
hand
going to
straight.
say,
Mom.
she'll say things like, well, it was better than I thought it would be.
Oh gosh.
Oh
Or
wow.
it wasn't terrible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had people tell me things like that too. You know,
Yeah.
how'd
Wasn't
you like that?
bad.
How'd you like what I just cooked? Well, it wasn't the worst thing I've ever eaten.
I'm sure you're going to be
Yeah.
fantastic. Well, Rayford, ask her the one question we ask them all about the trash talking.
Trash talk.
Yeah, we try to. I know that you.
We tried to
I know that you
incite.
know who some of these other individuals are.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's some stuff up here. You know, if you were to pick one of these individuals up here, who would you say that they're going to suffer? They're going to go down because you're going to kick them when they're on the ground.
Who are you going to take out?
I honestly don't know I'm going to take any of
No,
them.
we're not talking Tanya Harding, Nancy Kerrigan. We're just talking about who you're looking at to like, hey, you're going
I don't know
down.
because you have people that do actually have like dance experience in there.
Yeah,
So I'm
that's-
kind of worried about some of those people, but then I'm also worried about like the dark horse, right? The ones that we maybe don't think that we've got to be worried
Right.
about.
Uh-huh.
But there's actually probably one in there
Mhm.
that looks, unassuming, looks like somebody I wouldn't have to worry about.
Mhm.
They may be somebody that's going to worry me.
I mean, look at those guys up there. There's somebody up there that you wouldn't mind kicking them in the legs,
Yeah,
in the
no.
chest.
No, I wouldn't. No,
You wouldn't.
no.
After
I would-
talking
Even
to
if it was
most,
outside in the dark on the way in, and they couldn't tell who it was, you wouldn't kick them.
No, because the thing is, if I get injured on the way in, they can all just handle all this. So if
Oh.
I'll just
So
let
you
them
would-
do it. I'll let them do
But
it.
no trash talking either.
No, I'm not
trash
going to trash
talking?
talk any of them.
how about
No.
Mark? How about Elliot? How
No.
about Bill?
Absolutely. not.
Jason?
Absolutely not. Because the main reason is I know how much work we've put in.
Right.
So I know how much work all of them are putting in. I would never take that away from anybody because it's
Oh.
not easy. It's fun.
It's a lot of work.
It's fun, but it's a lot of work. And they're all great. It's been nice getting to know everybody this year. And I don't know, I'm just looking forward to it. It'll be fun on Friday when we actually get to rehearse and
Dress
see what we're all
rehearsal,
You'll
doing.
yeah.
never
Yes.
make it as a criminal lawyer.
I won't. I couldn't. No, absolutely not.
A good one,
Absolutely not.
Rayford. She doesn't have that poker face. No,
you can't make it as a
No.
criminal lawyer. Criminal lawyers, are vicious individuals.
That's not me.
Right.
That's not me. Most of the time, that's not me. Yeah.
Most of the time.
Most of the time.
When are you like that?
Oh, I think probably only if it were something that were to impact my kids. I
Uh-huh.
think we all kind of have that in us.
Yeah, oh, of course. Of
Oh yeah,
course.
you're a mama.
Yeah,
You would be a mama
Exactly.
bear, wouldn't you?
exactly.
Okay, see. Yeah, you used to.
You
I
feel
used to-
confident? You feel confident?
About the dancing?
Yes.
I'm getting more confident. I think this week we've gotten, not that we haven't been serious, but this week we've gotten really serious about what we're doing. And I feel as confident as I can in us. I know that
That's
we've
good.
done everything that we last night we were talking about it. We said if we can just do everything as well as we did one time at different times that we practiced this dance. So if we can
Right.
put all of our best components together, now I don't know that will happen, but even if it doesn't, it's been fun and it was for a great cause.
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about. The cause and having fun.
Well, be
Meeting
prepared
new
for some
people.
trash talking from one of the judges.
What's that?
You could be prepared for some trash talk.
I
coming
still
from one of
have
the
to find
judges.
out who this
Which
judge is
judge?
you're talking
I don't know
about.
which one it's going to be.
We're going to talk
But there's
about that on the
always,
show.
there's always one up there.
Keep meaning to ask you that.
Just like so.
That's what I've heard. That is one thing I'm nervous about is having to talk to having to carry on a conversation after we make it through the dance.
Mhm.
So making it through the dance, I'm thinking, all right, it's everything I can do to catch my breath. And so now I'm going to try to have a coherent conversation with somebody.
You can handle it. You will do just
You'll do fine.
great.
You'll do just fine. Just consider
We're
them
going to
a
be
client.
cheering you on.
Oh, well, we appreciate
Just
that.
consider them a client and say, you know, I know more about this than you know about it because I'm up here and you're not.
And look, it's not
The
too
confidence
late.
factor.
It's not too late to donate to the team of Megan Burge and Keith Fisher.
Yep.
I put the links right on everything here. So please consider going in. Have you got, I know time's short, but have you got any fundraising between now and then?
We did our biggest fundraising event last week because we wanted to focus this week on dancing.
Excellent.
So, yeah.
Excellent. But it's not too late if
No.
anybody out there
No,
wants
it's
to
not too late.
donate, you know, and it
Donate,
does.
buy tickets, go show up on Saturday night.
That's right.
Yeah, go
That's
to
right.
buy tickets. And yeah, if you want to donate online, you can do it.
That's
Links
right.
are on our site, so no problem. But if you want to, whenever you go, if you haven't decided you want to donate, and when you get there, and okay, I like her costume, whatever it takes.
Right. Look, they're not going to turn money away. I mean, there's going to be so many ways that you could donate to the domestic violence program here in Onslow County, to the Women's Center. There's going to be silent auctions. You can buy extra raffle tickets. There's going to be a 50-50 drawing.
Sure.
But if you want to help Megan out,
Just-
click on that link and donate.
Yep. It all goes into the same pot
That's
eventually.
right.
but,
It
uh,
does.
does.
It all goes to the same place.
That's the
That's
whole
right.
purpose. And so during your practice times, what's the funniest thing that has happened?
Oh, good question.
Well, the funniest thing that's happened. So our choreographer is really good at saying, she's brilliant, and so she kind of just comes up. We were learning the dance. She didn't have a set dance in mind. She had ideas, and she would tell us, "Well, try this." And so all of our attempts at things that could be in this dance would be probably
Scratched.
yes
Problematic.
yes.
So anything in particular happened? I mean, you didn't get dropped or fall off the stage, or
I didn't.
you didn't?
Trip.
I don't think that I got dropped. That's an area of question
Yeah, be
right
careful,
now. We
you
don't know.
Depends upon what drop means.
Yes,
right?
I wouldn't
Sure.
necessarily say dropped.
Did
Did
you-
I hit the
Careful.
floor hard
Do you have
several
any extra
times?
bruises as a result of
Hey.
any of your rehearsals?
They're all healed now.
She's got. Hey, we need to tread lightly. She's got to go back to work.
They're all healed now, but the month of probably the beginning of September was rough. It was rough. It was
No.
rough. hmm
That's when you were tender and you just didn't know any better. It
It's-
hadn't been toughened up yet.
I had
right?
not been toughened up,
You
and we
got-
were still thinking that maybe we could attempt something a little bit more.
You know what?
We've toned it down,
I-
and we're back to our
I think
comfort
she's
zone.
fooling us.
I know she is. She's
I have a
sandbagging it.
feeling it's going to be a lift, a twirl, or something here.
I
And
think
she's
we're being
fooling us.
sandbagged.
There's
I
a
think
lot
so,
of
too.
components. There's a lot
Ah.
of components. Yeah. I don't know that they're all good, but you may see a Jasper or two.
Yeah, a Jasper. I got it.
Jasper.
A Jazz Square. That's Jasper. Their
Oh,
team calls it a Jasper. I like that.
Yeah.
I'm going to start calling it a Jasper.
I don't know what that stuff is. So it's okay.
I'll show you. I'll show you later,
Ask me about
Jazz Square.
Bollywood.
You'll probably remember
Belly
it.
dancing.
Yeah.
I've forgotten all
Can't
that
do
too. Didn't work out well. I just stood there and let her dance around me. It was,
Yeah.
I mean, she was dressed appropriately, and I was like, okay, they're not going to look at me anyway. Big deal. Come on.
Great costumes. Are you excited about your costumes?
I'm very excited about the costumes.
Yay.
Yes, I'm very excited about the costumes. I don't think that people will expect two attorneys to attempt
Uh-oh.
the costuming.
This ought to be great.
Well,
Yeah.
you know what? We have law enforcement. We
Mhm.
have attorneys. We have business leaders. This is going to be
You have
so
a great
good.
mix. There's a
Oh.
good
Yes.
mix. There's a good mix.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
I'll tell you
Looking
one
forward to
who's really feisty this year is Meredith. She's
Oh, my
feisty now.
God.
I have a feeling she's gonna
Well,
come
I
out
don't know.
fighting.
Don't tell her what she's going. I believe she's going to be wearing a tree.
More like a rose bush. We're gonna wear something. We're
With
roses.
thorns in it.
Yeah. No.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
she's going to be bright. I think it's going to be great. It's going to be
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, we wish you the best of everything. You
Yeah.
can't say
And just have a lot of fun.
yes. Have a lot of fun because it's all
Thank
about
you.
the cause. But yeah, we'll be cheering you on.
Well, thank you guys so much.
We're
Thanks
so
for
glad
having
you
me
came
on this
by.
morning.
Thank you.
Taking it easy on me.
Yeah. Yeah, we told
Yeah,
Candy we were going to
I-
hook you up.
I've explained to a lot of people, we get a lot of professionals in here, lawyers,
Yes.
police officers, we get doctors, we get all sorts of people in here. I tell the doctors, don't get nervous. How many patients you lost? We've never lost one. That breaks the ice real fast. They laugh, most of them.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Thank goodness I'm not a doctor. Though.
Yeah.
Thank goodness.
Okay, but thank you, and we will see you on Saturday night.
All right. Thank you guys so
we
much.
will be there.
All right.
Thank you for
All right,
coming
take
in.
care. Let's
Yeah,
take
thank
a quick
you.
break. You're live and local. Real Talk right here on Facebook and YouTube. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
I'm Robert LaFevers. I am running for the Onslow County School Board. I want to put safety back into our schools as we desperately need it. I also want to put volunteer veterans in our schools to help with security and mentoring our students along with any other needs the schools may have for them. I want to roll out a new bullying campaign that will make it more severe for repeat offenders and to educate the community and our teachers and students about bullying. We also need to get our parents involved because it needs to start at home and let them understand that it continues outside of our school walls through social media and other platforms. We also need to enforce policies we have in place on vaping and drugs and make sure that we implement that evenly throughout the district at all schools, that we all follow the same policies. If you truly want to see change in this district, the only real choice is to vote LaFevers on November 5th. I'm Robert LaFevers, and I approve this message.
And okay, election's coming up. It's getting here really, really fast. Oh, right now, you,
Elections on other matters, so maybe I'll vote.
yeah, I'm going to vote today, and maybe they're open again tomorrow, aren't they? And Friday,
Yes, they
and
are.
also Saturday.
Saturday,
So I
the
can go.
three.
I can go every day.
Yes. No. Well, you can go, but you're only going to vote once.
Oh, I've got some bunch of different ideas.
I'm talking Jason. Jason, are you listening?
Oh well, he's he can take a joke.
Yeah, he knows. He knows.
Good morning. Who's this?
I guess somebody else that can take a joke. Richard, good morning.
Oh, how are you?
Hey,
Good.
Chris.
How about a wild guess on the winner of the?
Yes, it's not going to be wild because you're smart.
Okay, wait a minute. Let me get my
She's
let
got
me
to
get
her-
my
she got-
answers
She got
up
to get the
here.
right answers
Right. All right.
because I was there, but I can't remember back that far. I got old.
Well, you won.
Okay, I have it. Go ahead.
Rayford, you won it. You don't remember winning.
Where's my money?
There is no money.
Well, if I win, I
No
want
trophy,
money.
nothing. Did you get a certificate for participation? Usually
I
that's
got-
what they give to the
I got some fishing
losers.
awards over there. I got a bunch of those.
I'm sure you did good. I hope there's a video.
Well,
I have to
There's
go
no
back and-
video. I
Rayford.
put them all.
Dang.
Okay, so Rayford, if it wasn't you, maybe Craig Wagner.
He is. Nope.
He did a great job. I do know that.
The first dancing
Well,
stars of
Harry
Onslow
Brown did
2012.
too.
Harry Brown did a
Brown did
great
it.
job. So did the
He
chief.
did Hammer Time. Hammer Time.
Hammer time. And then there's the chief. And then there's the mayor. Had a whole bunch
Yeah.
of those people that year,
That's right.
but they didn't win.
No, but seems like Mike Yanero was a good dancer.
He was a great dancer.
Yeah.
I mean, he actually surprised the stuffing out of me that night.
That man looks like he's got the moves.
It didn't surprise me so much. I just knew he could do stuff like that because I knew he was a wild and crazy young man.
Yeah, yes.
And
Yes,
Sammy,
yes.
Sammy Phillips, I remember him from the 70s. So yeah, and he'd been around long enough. And if you can survive that long doing the stuff that he did, He's cool. And he let it loose. I mean, he did let loose.
Well, I imagine every
But
single
yes.
person that has been on Dancing with the Stars Onslow County have been exceptional.
Well, with the exception of one.
No. You showed up. You were there.
No, you actually, Rayford, you did very well.
You don't
You
remember.
were nervous. You were nervous, but you did very well. You thought you had two left feet.
I did.
You thought you did, but you obviously didn't. But it could have been Nicole Hart.
Yeah, I did. Well, that time I didn't even know I had a heart, but I found out later.
No, Nicole Hart is maybe the winner.
Gotcha.
Oh boy, oh boy.
All right, so we're still waiting for a winner, y'all. What we're looking for is who won the judge. This is a two-part question. Who won
Right.
the Judges
Judges
Award,
Award.
which is the best dancing thing, in their opinion, and who won the most money, which is the
People's Choice Award.
Choice Award. So for 2012, that was year
2012.
number 1.
Yep.
And a hint, it was not me. I've already told you.
I bet you can go to their website and research and read up on all
Hey, you
that.
might.
Yeah.
It was called.
Nah, you can't.
Ah, gotcha.
I tried.
Well, don't you know somebody you could have called?
There is. I could have called my buddy Chris Miller, but I'm not going to do that.
Why?
Because
Chris does
we'll
football. You know
end
what?
up talking football all night.
I would love to see. We should nominate Chris
think we
Miller
should
for
do it.
next year.
I told
think
him
he
that.
would be a good one.
I would be.
He's got
Look,
some moves.
he dances around the football field all the time.
That's so true. Well, anyway,
I think he would be.
anything
good.
else happening in your world, Chris, besides this election thing
No,
coming up?
Just getting ready to. Well, actually, I do, but I'm getting ready to have talk to Steve and Theo tomorrow and straighten out a few things on the political world.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, but on a good note, Reach Across America
Oh, yeah.
here locally.
Yes, we need to have a big discussion on that. We've been so busy this week. Tomorrow,
I know you have.
Friday, we look to be pretty open, so maybe we can have that big discussion then. Because we definitely need
Yeah.
to visit that.
Yeah. Yep.
Where we're lacking reefs big time once again.
Thought he had it
Yeah.
taken care of, but too many people up there in
Yes.
Raleigh said, nah,
Yes,
you don't deserve it.
we thought
Well-
things were going to be good, but
Political hacks. Not ours.
Well, but, if anybody goes to, it's not a personal plug, but I started a local organization. There's about locals that are out there canvassing, trying to get people to donate wreaths.
Okay.
On my particular Facebook page, ours is on there where if you buy buy two, you get the third one.
yeah, that's
For
the
free.
standard. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and had a lot of businesses, many who you folks know, that have already signed up and donated nice amounts.
Yeah.
But we're such a military town that I can't believe, and it's really basically because nobody knows that it's going to happen December 14th.
That's the thing. It needs to be done. People got to know about this stuff right now.
Yeah. And thank you, Rayford, for letting me mention it on your show.
Well, it's our pleasure, but
And
you know what? Maybe you should plan on coming in on Friday.
Yes, we'll talk about it then. And Chris, would you do me a favor? And
Yes, I will.
between today and tomorrow, call them and call the Reefs headquarters and find
Mhm.
out what our exact total is for Onslow County.
How
I
many?
will do
How
that.
many that they have got on?
How many we got? And how
this
many we need?
purchase? Yes.
Well, sadly to say, as of last night, we need about 5,300.
We suck.
But we're going to get there. We'll get there.
Absolutely.
We'll get there. But yes, I'll do that, Lee. I appreciate you and
Okay.
Ray for allowing me to do this. And good luck to whoever wins who won in 2012.
Yeah. Well,
Rayford, you got ripped off, okay? You got ripped
yeah.
off.
Okay. Well,
Hey.
I'll go again one day. Not.
Okay. Yeah, well, get Lee out there, too.
All right.
Got word from Chris Miller. He's game. He wants to do it next
Okay.
year.
Yay.
There you go. Good job, Chris.
Bouncing around the goalpost.
He's going to kill me.
All right. Well, y'all have a blessed day.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye. Yeah, he could do something, put a couple of goalposts that then I could run in between them, back and forth, but he'd have to do it to the sound of the music and the crowds cheering. I think that would be pretty cool for him. Hey, Chris, I'll be your choreographer. What do you think? Yeah, right.
Well, there's a story that happened right here in Greenfield just recently that I've been wanting to bring up.
Okay.
This is bizarre. Police now say that human remains discovered earlier this month at a closed Greenville funeral home may have only been there up to 3 years.
Only been there up to 3 years?
3 years, Rayford. Can you imagine? The new owner of the property on North Green Street made the gruesome discovery on October 5th. Initially, one body was found at the former B.G. Barrett's funeral home, and police then located 3 more skeletal remains in a storage building. Could you imagine cops coming to you and saying, we did DNA testing, this or whatever? This is actually one of your loved one.
You thought you had him buried, right?
Yes, and you thought you had him buried.
Or cremated. They've had some scandals like that in other parts of the country.
Right,
Read
yes,
about them from time to
yes.
time.
But this one's close to home
They
here.
were supposed to have cremated the individual, and I'm not sure what
no.
ashes were turned in. But
See, that makes me think,
that would I wouldn't trust anybody.
Dad, Mom, are you really in there?
Yeah.
You know? It's just freaky to think about that.
Mhm.
But see, they thought at first that the remains may have dated back to the 1990s because there was a lot of old newspapers where they found the remains
No.
that were dated back. But no, they have gone back, and medical examiner has found that anywhere from 22 months to 3 years. And of course, the person that owned it at the time will not be charged because he has since then passed away. So
They'll
terrible.
charge him.
But reading that, I came across another story out of Poland. This one's really going to freak you out.
Okay.
A funeral home had to apologize after a corpse it was transporting fell out of a hearse and into traffic. Could you imagine? The
Only on
Hague's
the Three Stooges could I
funeral
imagine
service in
that.
Poland came under fire when a driver was surprised by a white sheet fluttering onto his car window, only to push it away to see a body laying in the road. He initially thought he had hit the person who was crumpled in the middle of a crosswalk. And of course, people were out there taking photos, and that circulated all around the local media. So the funeral home, put out a message. It is with deep regret that we inform you that as a result of an unexpected technical failure of the electric tailgate lock in the hearse, during the transport of the body of the deceased, an unfortunate event occurred, which does not
I
reflect the
don't know
high
who wrote
standards
that
of our
crap.
company. Excuse me, your typical press release, but could you imagine? That's why I don't like to get behind hearses on the road. If there's one in front of me, I'll change lanes and pass them.
Why?
Because I'm always afraid a body's going to fall out. Just what happened here.
I would be more afraid of a log truck in front of me.
Well,
than
I don't
that.
get behind those either, but can you imagine? Could you imagine driving down the road and there's a
Oh.
hearse in front of you and they stop, the door opens, the body falls out? I would so freak out.
Be worse if the body got up.
Oh, God. Well, it is getting close to Halloween, so.
Mhm. Let's take a quick break. Don't
Right.
go away. We'll be right
I
back.
am Robin Knapp, the current Vice Chairman of the Onslow County Board of Commissioners. I would appreciate your vote on November 5th. I am known to speak my mind candidly, truthfully, and bluntly on issues that affect everyone within our county, regardless of political affiliation, religious beliefs, gender, race. I am not afraid to tackle tough issues like lowering our tax rate and appropriate funding for our EMS, firefighters, public safety, mental health, and domestic abuse issues. I fully support our county employees, and I feel this is a staff that is the glue that holds Onslow County together. I have shown strong and consistent leadership and will not be influenced by others, and I will vote my conscience, always in the best interest of our citizens and not for a particular group, regardless of rhetoric. I love Onslow County and her citizens, and I appreciate your vote and support. May God bless America, Onslow County, and all of you. Vote to re-elect Robin Knapp for commissioner, a voice for the citizens. Paid for by the committee to re-elect Robin Knapp.
Got a whole lot of responses, a lot of comments yesterday about the voter turnout again.
Yes,
And
let me check. this.
Apparently, Swansboro was loaded from wall to wall,
I
from
heard
sea to shining
that.
sea. So,
Oh, they finally have the numbers up.
Oh, good.
Thank you. I've been checking all morning, and let's see what we have for yesterday. Come on. Dun, 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 dun. So far up to date, we have 24,198 in
Wow.
Onslow County. So that's almost
that's
another.
another 4,000 or so.
Yes,
4,000.
as soon as it'll come up here.
Excellent.
See, they don't load this stuff till the morning after, and
We've had a lot of elections. I mean,
Yes.
even major
on.
elections where we didn't have that many people total to vote.
well, you
They
know,
were in less than, we're in what, 5 days now?
I wrote it down. Well, yeah, I wrote it down yesterday, but oh yeah, we are just knocking it out of the park.
So anyway, we got 24,000 voted. That means they've got another 110,000 to go.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
So the 135,000 registered voters here in Onslow
Correct.
County, get your butts in gear and get on out there and let's do it. To it.
Well, it won't come up right now, but I'll keep working at it,
Okay.
and I'll post it on our page also, and I'll also do the totals for the state. The state's really pumping too everywhere.
Yeah, it's all over, which is great.
Some of those counties that normally vote blue over in the western part of the state are showing red right now. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
How do they know how they're voting?
Because you can break it down, and
How?
it shows you Republicans,
Yeah, but how, I
unaffiliated.
mean,
Well, you're going to,
by the number, yeah, but you know, you don't know how they voted.
no, you don't, but you assume if they're Republican, they voted Republican. If they're Democrat,
I'm not
they
sure
voted
that's going to
Democrat.
apply this year.
Well, I think there's going to be a lot of crossovers, but I don't think it's going to make that huge of an impact. But I don't know. I think that Onslow County will stay totally red. I'm kind of feeling that right now. So at first I was worried.
There's so many people
Not
saying the
worried, but-
state's going to go blue. I just, that's going to be tough. I don't see that happening. That North Carolina's going to change colors here.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, the Republicans have been working pretty hard in North Carolina over the past month. So, 4,806 votes cast yesterday
Mhm.
in Onslow County. That includes the mail-in ballots. And by mail, we had, well, is this even going to come up? It's so slow. They must be loading right now. And that's probably why. Well, 4,806
That's good.
ballots cast yesterday, whether they were by mail or walk-ins, and I'm sure that most of them were the walk-ins.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, absolutely. Concord, New Hampshire.
Mhm.
Joe Biden speaking at a local Democrat headquarters, talking about Trump, a man he obviously detests. In Biden's words, he thinks he has a version of the Supreme Court ruling on immunity to be able to, if need be, if it was the case, to actually physically eliminate, shoot, kill someone who he believes to be a threat to him. That is a quote from the president. That's what he told his supporters.
okay.
Thank goodness someone has hidden the code to our nuclear arsenal from him. In reality, it actually will always take more than one man, regardless of who the president is, to start a nuclear war from the U.S. I strongly suspect that Russia has somewhat the same safeguards because they got a nut in charge over there too.
Wow.
North Korea, China, Iran, not so confident that one dimwit leader could not start the chain reaction to make Earth nothing more than a rock circling the sun. But to have our sitting president, the most powerful man in the free world, regardless of who he is, spouting off in public, proves beyond all doubt that he is not capable of making the daily decisions necessary to continue to run this country. At a time when a world war could break out, he is not the man to be in charge. And unfortunately, neither is his vice president. First, she has no experience, none whatsoever. Second, she is so busy trying to get elected that the people of this country are without a leader of any kind. The absolute best we can hope for is that the military takes over in case something happens. And at that point in time, we can only pray. As we approach Veterans Day, we all give thanks to those brave men and women who have kept us secure all these years.
Amen.
It's downright scary, though, to think what has been accomplished where our military died and killed. The military is trained to take care of invaders. They in no way are equipped to deal with a nation of free people. That's not what they do. That's not the way our founding fathers would have wanted to see things unfolding. Unfortunately, that might be our only alternative in the meantime.
Well,
It should serve us well to remember this as we are less than 2 weeks away from what is fast becoming an even more important election than I would have ever thought.
yes,
And I'm thinking that as close to November 5th as possible. I'm not sure that I would wait until January, as long as it's a very decisive victory for one or the other, that person maybe should be appointed. It would be easy if it's Kamala Harris should be appointed to take over the control of this country.
well, you know that
Because we are in a position that is scary.
yeah, we are, and you know, North Korea has just deployed troops to Russia now.
Yep.
To go up against Ukraine. So yeah, it's not a good time, and I hope the distractions from the elections don't put us into peril.
Well, we are going to be there.
Yes, I just got message word that currently we have 839 wreaths that have been purchased for the veteran cemetery.
That means we got
We need 5,161. So we'll get all that information out Friday to everyone.
all right tomorrow. It's going to be Miller time, maybe 7:30, maybe 8:30, maybe 8:42. I don't know. Whatever time the three of us come up with. And then also tomorrow, we got a couple more dancing stars.
Yes, we
Yay! Enjoy them.
Yes. Oh, yeah. All of them, the personalities have been so wonderful.
They're wonderful
And their
people.
determination to fundraise for this great cause has been top
We're
notch.
pleased. We're pleased with that. Okay, we will be back tomorrow morning at 7:00, and one of these days soon, we're going to be very official and tell you that we're going to have to be very official, and we're going to have to sign on time and sign off on time. But right now, we're kind of free ranging it.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Well, we don't have to be official
Nope,
even when
nope.
we.
And as a reminder, this Saturday is Dancing Stars. The following
Yes.
Saturday, Veterans Day Parade.
No,
For you
shoot.
guys, I don't care. Do what?
The
No,
fo-
it's not that Saturday. It's the fall. It's Saturday. It's
November
2 weeks.
9th.
2 weeks. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I got a wedding in a second.
Oh,
Yeah, not mine this time. Got a friend of mine getting married down in Carolina Beach.
Very
on the
nice.
beach. So I'm
Very
taking pictures and I'm
nice.
cooking.
oh, okay.
So
You need help cooking?
no, I don't want anybody to know what my formula is.
I mean, I can come set the table
No.
for food.
No. It's
For your
it's-
cooking,
It's
it's
a
so
dip. It's a
good.
dip and run. So anyway, we're
Shoot.
we on the 9th is 2 weeks from this
November
weekend
9th,
is
yes.
Veterans Day parade here in Jacksonville on Western Boulevard.
Absolutely.
They're going to close that sucker down.
Yep.
It's going to be important if you can close a major road down like that for a couple hours.
And it's important
And-
enough for everyone to come out.
And we need all y'all to be there, but we
We
need
do.
everybody out there. You got a car, you got a pickup, you got a trailer, you got some horses, you got whatever you want.
Right.
Sign up.
You
Rolling Thunder is going to be leading the charge in this whole deal. The Amateur Radio Club of Onslow County,
Mm-hmm.
they're going to be there providing communications up and down the parade route in case there
Wonderful.
are issues. We're going to have law enforcement, military presence. We're going to be in the parade.
Marine Corps presence, of
And
course.
yeah, absolutely.
Marine Corps.
And,
I hope the band.
I hope the band will be there. Wow. And anyway, so there's going to be a lot going on. So we're looking forward to it.
Right.
Patriots Day, as far as I'm concerned.
Right.
Okay, have a great rest of your day. Be safe out there. The weather's looking really, really good. And offshore
Beautiful.
today is cool. Go on out there, keep your John boats inside and catch some speckled trout. And those that you don't want, give them to me. I love them. And I'll even clean my own.
It's about time for the spots.
That's already coming.
Spots are running.
That's-
October is usually a big month for spots.
Ooh, normally a little bit early. But anyway, hopefully, well, it may be. Anybody got any reports from the spot yachts down there in
Yeah, let us
Swansboro? I
know.
want to hear from the spot
I want to hear
yachts.
about the spots.
And we will see you tomorrow morning, 7:00. Have a great rest of your day. You are live. You are local. We are Real Talk. We are awake. We are never woke. We'll see you in the morning.